A big night in the NBA with 6 games on tap, and we can win $25,000 if we can correctly predict them. Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Jason Mattis with Winning Bets. Thanks for hanging out with me on this episode. That's right, it's one of our favorite games. It's the NBA contest over on the Fox Bet Super 6 app. All we have to do is correctly predict 6 NBA games tonight, and we can take home $25,000. You got to correctly predict who will win, and also give them that win margin. If nobody can do it, they'll give away a $1,000 guaranteed prize to get the most points right. You get 3 points right if you get the team right, and then you get additional 2 points right if you can get that win margin right. Also, guys, don't forget at the end of this video, I'm going to give you guys another free bet. We've done these now 3 times, and we are 3-0 on those bets, so we're on fire with those. I've given you 2-player prop bets and 1 player and 1 against the spread bet. We'll see what I give you guys at the end of this show. All right, let's jump on into it and see how we'll do on these 6 games. All right, so the first game they give us here is the 76ers and the Hornets. Relatively, I would say, evenly matched offense in terms of field goal percentage. I mean, they're both shooting about 47% from field goal percentage. But the advantage here comes with the Hornets, and it comes with the three-point range. They shoot 47% from three-point range, and the 76ers are only about 37%. The advantages continue over on the efficiency. 76ers rank 16th, where the Hornets rank 9th, and then the Hornets are scoring about 7 more points per game. On the defensive side, you can probably give a slight edge there to the 76ers. On the defensive side, though, they hold their opponent to about 2% less on the field goal percentage. On the three-point percentage, they're about 7% less. And then efficiency, the 76ers are first, where the Hornets are 14th. And then the 76ers are holding their opponents about 10 points less points per game than the Hornets are. From a rebounding perspective, there's no advantage on either one of these teams. So what does that all mean, though, overall? I think the Hornets do have the better offense. Obviously, the 76ers do have the better defense. I think this matchup's going to come down to strength versus strength. It's the strength there of the Hornets. They're the number 1 team in shooting three-pointers at 47.5%. And then the 76ers are really good in that defending that three. But I think in that little, the game within the game there, per se, I actually think the Hornets have the advantage in that matchup because they're at home, and we know NBA players shoot the better at home. So I look forward to seeing who will win that strength versus strength. And I do think the Hornets will win it, and I think the Hornets will win the game overall. I'm going to take the Hornets in an upset. I'm going to go ahead and take them to win the game by 3 to 4 points. I think if I looked before I got on here, they're currently 7-point dogs, so that'd be a nice upset if we can go ahead and get that one. All right, the next matchup here is the Bucks versus the Pacers. The Pacers played last night, and they were, had to travel, obviously, to Milwaukee after that game. From an offensive standpoint here, the Bucks are better. Field goal percentage might be the same. Three-pointers might be the same, but efficiency, the Pacers are 13th, and the Bucks are 5th. And then the Bucks are getting about 8 more points per game. Defensively-wise, I actually give the advantage here, to the Bucks in terms of on defense, right? They're holding their opponents to less field goal percentage, while they may be doing more three-point field goal percentage. Overall, the field goal percentage is less. They're a little bit worse on efficiency and a little bit less on points, but they can make up for that, playing at home. Rebounding, from the defensive standpoint, there's no advantage on their glass, but from an offensive standpoint, the Bucks do have an advantage. They'll get about 6 more per game. So, yeah, Bucks with the better offense. Maybe the defense is equal. Maybe the Pacers get a slight edge, but then it's balanced out there by the Bucks' ability to rebound the ball better. I'm going to go ahead and take the Bucks, and they're going to win this game big. They're going to win it by 9 to 10 points. The next matchup they give us here is the Mavericks versus the Hawks. On offense here, evenly, but I'm going to tip the edge here to the Hawks in terms of offense. Shoot the ball the same. They shoot the ball better from 3. That's what I really like. They're 8 percentage points better from beyond the arc. They're more efficient on offense. Mavericks are 25th. The Hawks rank 15th. And then the Hawks are getting about 10 more points per game. From a defensive point perspective, Hawks allow a little bit worse on field goal percentage, about 2%, but they're really clamped down on that 3 percentage. They're about 11% better at holding their opponents at made three-pointers. They're more efficient. The Mavs rank 20th, where the Hawks rank 13th, and they're both giving up 113 points per game. From a rebounding perspective, offensive-wise, no real advantage. Defensive-wise, though, hitting the glass, I give a slight edge to the Hawks. I think they can get a few more rebounds from that defensive perspective. So the Hawks have the better offense. I think they've got the better defense overall, especially once you factor in from a rebounding perspective. The only noteworthy injury here of note is it looks like DeAndre Hunter, he's going to be out for this game there for the Hawks. So that's a relatively big loss, but I'm going to predict another upset. I'm going with the home team. They shoot the ball well. They defend the ball well. Go ahead and give me Hawks win the game by 5-6. Next matchup here is the Clippers and Cavs. The Clippers played last night and were also involved in traveling, obviously, to get to Cleveland. This one here, boy, when I looked at these numbers, I do the offensive first, and then I do the defense. When I got to offense, when I finished the offensive, looking up the numbers, I was like, how in the hell are the Cavs going to compete? The Cavs, I wouldn't give you the Clippers number. They're just significantly better. But here's where the Cavs rank in defense. Field goal percentage, 29th. Three-point field goal percentage, 30th. Efficiency, 30th. And points per game, 30th. So I was like, man, how will the Cavs compete? They're going to compete really well in the defensive end. This is where the Cavs are significantly better. They're one of the top defenses actually in all of the league. Field goal percentage a little bit better than the Clippers, not a whole lot better. 3-pointers, they're better there. And then efficiency, Clippers are 6th, where the Cavaliers come in at 6. Clippers are 11th. Cavaliers come in at 6th, and then the Cavaliers are also holding their opponents to about 6 less points. So that's where the Cavs can keep it close. I don't see the Cavs winning this game, but at least from a defensive perspective, maybe they can limit the Clippers, taking advantage of them on the back end of a back-to-back. They had some travel involved there. From a rebounding perspective, the Cavs can also take advantage, but that rebound advantage could be nullified by the fact that Andre Drummond is questionable in this game. So they have a rebound advantage. If there's no Andre Drummond, then the rebound advantage goes out the window. And also Larry Nance Jr. he's already been declared out for this game. So, but at the end of the day, the Cavs just struggle too much on offense. I mean, look at those 4 statistics that I gave you on offense. Bottom of the league. Go ahead and give me the Clippers, and they'll win this game by 7 to 8 points. All right, so the next matchup we got here is the Knicks and the Bulls, and these two teams played 2 nights ago, and the Bulls won by 8, and I hate that in terms of these teams are playing, obviously, it's not a back-to-back, but they're playing on consecutive games there, but you're getting that in the NBA. That's what you're getting in this COVID era. The NBA is trying to cut down on travel, so these teams, you're seeing this a lot, but in terms of handicapping it, it just makes it a lot tougher because these teams just played. But if we go ahead and break it down from an offensive perspective, Bulls are better. They shoot the ball better. They shoot the ball better from beyond the arc. They're more efficient, and they get more points per game. From a defensive perspective, Knicks hold their opponents to less field goal percentage by about 3%. From a three-point standpoint, they're better as well by about 2 points. They're more efficient. They're 16th versus the 22nd there for the Bulls. And then they allow about 8 less points per game. From a rebounding standpoint, there is no advantage. So overall, again, Bulls better offense. Knicks better defense, slightly though. I mean, they're not holding their opponents to a greater field goal percentage difference, but it is slightly better. But I'm going to go ahead and take the Bulls. They're at home. They won this game by 8 points. It'll be tighter though, just because they've now played essentially on consecutive games. So go ahead and give me a Bulls win, but the Bulls will win it by 3 to 4 points. And then the last matchup they give us here is the Suns and the Pelicans. Looking forward to this game. I think it'll be a good one. From an offensive standpoint here, the Suns are better. They shoot the ball better. They shoot the ball better from 3. They're only slightly worse efficient. And then while they get less points, they're shooting the ball better. So you can always make up for that with just shooting the ball better. From a defensive standpoint, though, Suns are better, holding their opponents to 4% less from field goal percentage, 7% less from three-point arc. They are 3rd in defensive efficiency, where the Pelicans are 23rd. And then points allowed, the Suns allow 102 and the Pelicans allow 123. So obviously the better offense goes to the Suns, but the better defense definitely goes to the Suns. From a rebounding advantage on the offensive glass, no advantage. From a defensive perspective, I think the Suns will get about 4 more rebounds a game. From an injury standpoint, Steven Adams, he's going to go into this game questionable with a calf injury. So I like the Suns in this game. I mean, the defense always travels, and even though they're on the road where you may shoot the ball a little bit worse on the road, that defense always travels and comes to play, and it's significantly better than what the Pelicans bring every night. So go ahead and give me a Suns victory by 3 to 4 points. All right, let's go ahead and get you guys another free bet. Let's see if we can keep the winning going here. I'm going to do a parlay for this one, and I'm looking at 2 players to get a double-double is what I'm going to parlay. The first one is Clint Capella. I've given you basically the stats of the breakdown, so let me just tell you how the Mavs fare against centers. They're in the bottom of the league in points allowed, field goal percentage allowed, which that percentage is 52.7% to centers. And then in reboundings, they're second to last in rebounds allowed to a center. Capella averages on the season 13.8 points and 14.4 rebounds. He's had a double-double in 9 of his 10 games. So I'm going to go ahead and take Clint Capella for a double-double. I'm going to parlay him with DeAndre Ayton. Look, Pelicans versus centers, they allow 53.5% field goal percentage to centers, and they're in the bottom third in rebounds allowed to centers. He's had a double-double in 7 of his last 8 games, and he averages on the season 14.2 points and 12.8 rebounds. And then on this one, like I told you guys just a second ago, Steven Adams, he's questionable. I like DeAndre Ayton here to get a double-double even with Adams is playing. But boy, if Adams ends up not playing, then you really get almost a shoe-in here for him to get a double-double. Or even if he's limited, that's just going to be trouble, for the Pelicans stopping him, given their already center struggle. So that's the free bet for you guys. Go ahead and do a parlay of Clint Capella to get a double-double. Go ahead and parlay him with DeAndre Ayton to get a double. And you can find those odds at -132 over at DraftKings. All right, guys, that's how we'll do it. Go ahead and hit this like button if I've been of help to you. And as always, I wish you good luck on your picks for a chance to win $25,000. And I'll see you on the next contest.
Thanks for watching this episode of Winning Bets. I'm Jason Mattis. I'll see you again when we are celebrating the wins and making more winning bets. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more winning bets.